Good Monday morning, everyone, and welcome into today's daily Bible reading for December the 5th. Today we are reading together in Proverbs 18. Proverbs 18 is on the schedule for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let me go ahead and get the text up on the screen for us as we're reading together here in Proverbs 18, beginning in verse number 1. Hope that y'all all had a great weekend. Appreciate so much time we get to spend together with one another on the Lord's Day, especially this past Lord's Day. Thankful for each and every one of you, and hope that you have been blessed by that time together with your brothers and sisters. And I hope that it has all prepared us to have a great week as we kick off another one here on this Monday. Proverbs 18 in verse number 1, the one who isolates himself pursues selfish desires. He rebels against all sound wisdom. A fool does not delight in understanding, but only wants to show off his opinions. When a wicked person comes, contempt also comes, and along with dishonor, derision. The words of a person's mouth are deep waters, a flowing river, a fountain of wisdom. It is not good to show partiality to the guilty, denying an innocent person justice. A fool's lips lead to strife, and his mouth provokes a beating. A fool's mouth is his devastation, and his lips are a trap for his life. A gossip's words are like choice food that goes down to one's innermost being. The one who is lazy in his work is brother to a vandal. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are protected. The wealth of the fool is his fortified city. In his imagination, it is like a high wall. Before his downfall, a person's heart is proud, but humility comes before honor. The one who gives an answer before he listens, this is foolishness and disgrace for him. A person's spirit can endure sickness, but who can survive a broken spirit? The mind of the discerning acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks it. A person's gift opens doors for him, and it brings him before the great. The first to state his case seems right, until another comes and cross-examines him. Casting the lot ends quarrels and separates powerful opponents. An offended brother is harder to reach than a fortified city, and quarrels are like the bars of a fortress. From the fruit of a person's mouth, his stomach is satisfied. He is filled with the product of his lips. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. The poor person pleads, but the rich one answers roughly. The one with many friends may be harmed, but there is a friend who stays closer than a brother. And that is Proverbs 18. All righty, my top three for today. They are the first two, I think, go together pretty well, probably. And I guess that we'll actually throw a bonus one in here that go together. The first two that I have for today. The first one's going to be verse 13. I think I could fit all these on the screen. There we go, right here. All three of these are going to be on the screen. The one who gives an answer before he listens, this is foolishness and disgrace for him. That's my official number one. My official number two is verse number 17. The first to state his case seems right until another comes and cross-examines him. And then my unofficial 1.5 is going to be verse number 15. The mind of the discerning acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks it. So this gets to something that we see in James, which many refer to James as the Proverbs of the New Testament. And it's the whole idea of being swift to hear and slow to speak and slow to anger as well. But being swift to hear, again, the one who gives an answer before he listens, this is foolishness and disgrace for him. The first to state his case seems right until another comes and cross-examines him. These two speak to people who already have their minds made up, who are going to give their opinion, give their thoughts. They're not going to listen to all the evidence. They're not going to listen to anybody else's thoughts or opinions on the matter. They have their ideas, they have their answers, and they're going to give them. And Solomon says in his wisdom, that's foolishness. Solomon says in his wisdom, you might think you're right until somebody comes and cross-examines you. Therefore, here's the wisdom that's sandwiched in between. The mind of the discerning acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks it. Those who are wise use their ears much more than they do their mouths. Now, that's really rich coming from a preacher, right? Who does speaking for a living. But again, in order to get to a place where you can teach, I think it's so important for you to first listen to learn. And even in the process of teaching, there needs to be a strong practice of those who teach to listen to what other people have to say, to listen to feedback, to listen to maybe counterpoints, or to listen to constructive criticism, those who might try to sharpen our thoughts and our understanding based upon their own wisdom and understanding. There's great wisdom, there's great value in being willing to listen, being willing to learn, and not thinking so much of yourself or so much of your arguments, and making your mind up already, thinking that you have it all figured out whenever you haven't listened to others, or your own thoughts haven't had the opportunity to be cross-examined. Because if we're actually really wanting to know truth, then we want that cross-examination. We want to hear other people's thoughts, because the more data, you've heard me talk about this a lot, the more data we can gather, the better chance we have of coming to the proper conclusion and having the proper understanding. So that's my official 1, 2, and my unofficial 1.5. And these principles of being willing to listen and being slow to speak, they're especially important whenever we consider my number 3 for today, which is a man who finds a wife, finds a good thing, and obtains favor from the Lord. No better place is there for us husbands to be quick to listen and slow to speak than in our marriages. And just recognizing that, humor aside, the goodness that is a wife, especially a godly wife, one who lives in according to the pattern of what we're going to see in Proverbs 31, one who honors God and serves her family and obtains a good name before others. I'm certainly thankful for my Katie, and I know the husbands that are listening are thankful for your wives. And we need to show that appreciation by loving them and caring for them and listening to them. Our wives have so much good wisdom to offer to us, and any husband would be a fool to discount what his wife has to say and to not listen to her thoughts, or to listen to her needs, or to listen to her opinions on various things. We need to listen. Again, we go into a discussion thinking that our mind's already made up and there's nothing that can be said to deter us. That's probably not going to be a very good discussion. We need to be open to cross-examination. We need to be open to listening and learning from our wives, especially those who are godly in nature and have seen a lot of things that have brought them a lot of wisdom. Us husbands would be fools to not listen to that as well and honor them for their godliness and for their wisdom and understanding. So that's my top 3 for today. Number 1, the one who gives an answer before he listens. This is foolishness and disgrace for him. 1.5 is the mind of the discerning acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks it. Number 2, the first to state his case seems right until another comes and cross-examines him. And number 3, a man who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Those are my top 3 today. If you have one that you'd like to add to the discussion, please feel free to leave that in the comments section on Facebook or YouTube, however you might be watching this reading for today. I do appreciate you again so much for tuning in today. Hope that you have a great rest of your Monday. Let's start the week out well, and let's make sure we're thanking God for every blessing that we enjoy in this life. I consider these daily Bible readings a blessing, and I hope you do as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will be back at it again tomorrow, reading from Proverbs 19. Take care, and God bless.